Drop it.
What's going on, everybody? All right, let's get right to it. We're going to talk about scalping. We're going to talk about scalping the right way. It's going to be a little different here. Now, guys, I know actually something interesting. My brother just said that live streaming costs me money. So I'm not going to open this up to a conversation. I really don't care who's here. All right. I really don't. No roll call, no nothing. Yeah, I'm not going to look at other tickers until my money is made, right? So let's go ahead and just, let's get right to it. So we're talking about scalping and the proper candidate for scalping. You guys ready? Okay, so here we go. Guys, you're looking at NQ. This can't be scalped right now. We're on a 5-minute. The candle's too far extended from the ribbon. Okay, that's a no-go. Too far extended from the ribbon, there isn't a scalp. If I wanted to go short, I will want to see a candle come closer to this ribbon without turning the STB line yellow, right? So it's that middle line inside here, right? I want that candle to get as close to the ribbon without turning the STB line yellow. Now, we're closer to this level here than we are up here. So that's telling me, hey, we're going on south. Now, something to be really, really helpful, especially with scalping, guys, what we're going to do is we are going to go into our indicators and we are going to get the RSI here. Okay. Now, we're going to change this from spear strength to traditional. Okay. Now, what we can see here, why do we want this RSI? Well, we want the RSI because we could see that its current value is overextended at 32, especially for this candle. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense for me to jump into this candle unless maybe we get the RSI come back up to its moving average just a bit right now. You can see that happening right there. So yeah, now what I'm also going to do, okay, what I'm also going to do is do this on ES. For a lot of you getting started, you need to do this on ES or MES, ES or MES, not NQ, MNQ, right? Because you're just getting started, right? And so we want your ports to be able to handle the volatility. So what I'm going to do here, right, is I'm going to head on over to ES. Looks like we have some conditions being met here. So let's go ahead and get right to it. So we have ES, again, doesn't look like it retraced as much into the band as I like, but it is ES. All right, so, all right, we got the band, we got a candle print. You know what? That's fine. Now, I'm going to go short here. We're pretty close to the candle, this candle line, right? The band. Now, everything is red. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this, right? Because scalping, you need your band and you need your trend tracker, pretty much in Confluence, right? So you're basically trading, when you're scalping, you're trading the band with GT 500 and you're making sure you got confidence right here, right? So we got it close enough with the band. Now, this is ES, okay? Nothing too crazy, 2 contracts with ES. Now, why ES? Because with NQ or MNQ, okay, with NQ or MNQ, the volatility, right? Super, like, especially when you're scalping, when you scalp, you're going a market order in, maybe a market order out, right? And so when you're trying to get out of a trade with NQ is so volatile, you think like, oh man, I made $100 and you really only made 40. Okay. You only made 40. Okay. So now, guys, we're just going to go ahead and wait for the trade to develop. We got the bid, everything coming on down. We haven't crossed the STB line. STB line has issued a caution signal here, right? So I have a caution signal right here with the STB line going yellow. Okay. But we're still underneath the band. And so we're gonna go ahead. It actually, guys, you see how that RSI down here, the RSI came up to its moving average? That that right there, um, should have been like, oh, okay, yeah, I can go short here. But this is scalping. You want to also, it's very, very important, guys. Like I just happened to get in the trade, but it's also very important that you capture the scalp at the origin of the ribbon, right? So the ribbon goes ahead, right? It does its thing. It forms a point or a nipple rather, then it changes color. You wait for the candle close and a color, right? So candle close on a color, that is the origin of the move, and that's what you're playing. Okay. Basically here, I came in a little bit late, tried to get a decent entry. Here it is, front of this. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna catch up to the comments here really quickly. Skincare, good morning. And back to the trade because I'm into trade. And my God, like, you guys don't understand how peaceful this feels to me. Like, just 325 on ES. I think for many of you, just going to ES will calm a lot down, right? How many times you're in NQ, the trade's going your way because it's just very, very volatile. It blips the other way really quick. You exit the trade and then it just blips the other way. And you're like, what the fuck? And then now you're chasing the trade. That's NQ for you. That's what NQ or MNQ will do. Okay. Um, so yeah. You gotta keep it simple. So guys, we have to go ahead and say, all right, well, we're still scalping. We're taking this down. I would have been really, really well off if I got in at the origin here. I would have been really, really well off if I got, well, this is going against GT, by the way, guys. You see, GT, no good. This, great trade, no trade, great trade, no trade, great trade, right? Let's look further. Going against GT, not a good luck, right? Green, great trade. Going against GT, although it looks like you're making money, right? GT's red. Look for the band down, and of course, anyone who's like anyone who ever finds themselves getting beat up on choppy days or thinking like, hey, it's a reversal time, but the market's really just taking off, be mindful. GT's green, and then you want your bands. Follow the band up. Follow the band up. Don't follow the band down. Now, yes, money is money. You can make money, in instances of, going against the trend. But here's the problem, right? Um, you don't want to get into the habit of it. Okay. So even in this instance, like guys, now I force myself, right? Now I got to force myself to and make money, right? Because I came in way too late. Came in way too late. So now I got to scalp up. So ES took my money, and this is for me. This is what I would do. So ES took my money here. I'm down 500. I'm going to go to NQ, and I know what it's doing here. Let me just change my contract number there. We'll change this to 3. I'm going to go ahead and buy. We'll buy 3 NQs, and we'll ideally take this up, right? Now, wait a second. Oh, I love teaching moments. The band hasn't formed, right? So I've essentially front run the trade, and I've exposed myself to possible emotional damage, right? And you guys see that here. That's exactly what I just did. The band hasn't closed. I haven't gotten a green. Band, right? And I'm going against the trend. And so right? We got news at 10. Be careful. Yeah, guys, make sure you're flat by 10, right? 10 o'clock. So what we have here is my thesis is now dependent on this level and this level exclusively because I front run the band there, right? Okay, great. Everything is working in my favor. So I use an NQ to recover from a bad ES trade. I think you guys can do this yourself. You use MES. MES would be your staple, slow. See, but if you lose with MES, it's not a big loss, right? And then you can use M&Q to sort of kind of like correct it. Okay. That's what you can do. So again, this is exactly what my brother was talking about. It's like when we're going to stream and I'm trying to explain things out, I don't end up taking profit, and then things don't end up well for me, right? So he was like, yeah, dude, these streams cost you money. So they do. They do. And that's why when I'm not on stream, I trade much, much bigger, right? Because like right now, that scalp to the upside would have worked out. I'm red, $700. Or, well, actually, you guys are going to go red with me. Okay. Not red with me. You're just going to watch this trade, right? So we're using this level here. I'm going to use this level. I got to wait for the candle close, right? Again, we traded really, really, really small here, but you guys are watching the volatility of NQ, right? Where ES, I knew I was losing. It was like, okay, cool. With NQ, it's almost unpredictable, right? It's like you go from 270 to 350 to 400, and then, oh, wait a second, that's the other side of this too. When you're winning with MNQ or you're winning with NQ, you then get sucked into, oh my God, let me hold longer, I'm gonna make more money. And then what happens, right? Then NQ just flips the other way and you're like, what the fuck just happened, right? So if we want to go ahead and calm the emotions, we need to get on over to ES. Okay. So I could have broken even, but then clear. Just really sucks. But that's fine. That just means it's time for me to really make some money. I'm gonna play my game, guys. You guys understand the concept. I'm sure you guys understand the concept, right? You do not want to go ahead and trade against the trend. And if you are going to scalp, it's a band, the band that goes with GT. That's your scalp. Okay. For now, I got to endure this emotional damage. And yeah, whatever. Why? Because it wasn't a candle close and we didn't get the band to completely shift. You see what I'm saying? Are you guys following along? The band didn't completely shift. So basically, I preempted the move. Now, you guys have heard me say time and time again, right? When you assume we make an ass of you and me, we cannot speculate. We need to react, right? So what we have to do is react to the color change. We can't anticipate the color change, okay? So, of course, anticipating the color change, I have to close that, guys. I lost $900 there. I'm going to go and just trade my trade there. It was like $900. Like, yeah. You know, this week, it just really felt off for me. Like, what am I losing? I shouldn't be losing. It's dumb. Okay, well, yeah, I'm winning. I'm finally winning, right? So what we're doing is we're trading the trend, right? Scalped it down. We're trading the trend. We know where it's been. We're going to go ahead and maintain our directional bias in accordance with the band, right? Until we have a band shift. Okay. Now, yeah, that's all we're going to do. Okay. Now, you guys see here the importance of wanting to go ahead and enter the trade while you're close to the band, right? You get a trade while you're close to the band and then take it in a general direction. Now this thing wants to go the other way. This is NQ. This is NQ. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what this looks like with the S. It's going to be calmer. Just really, again, we're off this week. We're going to be calmer with the S. Oh yeah, this is 10 o'clock data happening. It's 10 o'clock data happening. So, okay. Hmm. Pay attention here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and look at ES. Let's see what ES is doing. All right. Right. So you want to wait for that band to shift. You want to wait for the band to shift. Of course, this is going to be a data candle, right? If that band did shift, the candle did get on the other side of the band, right? That's a nice little reversal. I was waiting for. Go ahead. The band did shift here technically, but we're going against the trend here. So this is a very short-lived scalp. This is a B setup in our scalping repertoire, right? Going with the trends that A setup, this will be a B setup. You always want to be at the origin though, right? So let's see, this candle's got about 2 minutes to close. Will it retrace a little bit? We'll see, but it's a big candle. Okay. So that's basically how we scalp, guys. We want to scalp in the general direction of GT, right? Going against it can be iffy. Being late can be iffy. You guys just saw that, right? So being late is iffy. And then going against the trend is iffy. Okay. Make sense? Hey guys, making sense of this, right? What you could also do, and this as well, is use RSI as your guide. When RSI breaks above its moving average, right? And if you want to see if there's really some momentum here, right? If you want to see if there's really momentum here, pay attention to that RSI value. We give it to you in real time, right? You want to see that RSI value go up and up, ideally over 50. You see, it's not over 50. It's struggling to get there. You want it over 50. Okay. So let's go ahead and see if it's gonna break. Now let's put on the 200. Everyone's like, hey, let's do the 200. Where's the 200? I'm gonna put on the 200 for you. Right. So here we go. Put on a 200. And there you go. It was the bounce off the 200. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful bounce off the 200, actually. You can go ahead and just buy since it's a bounce off the 200. Well, so 8 contracts in. We'll have data. We get the drop. Data drop. Let's see. We get the pop. Oh, this is fun. Ugh. Yeah, that data candle. That was a data candle. Right. So what we're gonna do is pay attention to that 200 with the data candle. And let's see what happens. If it held above the 200, Gabe, when scalping against trend, does 1 3 minute have? All right, so let's see. Let's see. Scalping with the 1 minute or 3 minute, that all that does is with the 1 minute and the 3 minute, introduces you to more to noise and goes ahead and it lessens your risk, right? So Bruce says, I'm killing him again today. Why am I killing him? What are you doing, Bruce? What are you doing, dude? Wait, Bruce, are you follow me trading? There you go. Josh Verizon says, I would say client just like the 200 ain't nothing to fuck with. So Bruce says, feels like gambling. Bruce, it's not, man. Bruce, it's not. Jesus, Jesus. Oh my God. There's no gambling here. Jesus is like it's wild. It's wild. Come on, Bruce. Bruce, why does it feel like gambling, dude? Wait, are you a gambler? Do you know what gambling feels like? Where you have absolutely no control? Yeah. So back to ES here. Let's see what happens. Oh man. Wait, so Bruce, answer the question. Are you following me trading on a 15-second delay? That's usually the case. Ah, that's it. Waiting on a trade design flip long. Yeah, trade design long. So let's see. Trader Yamil. Uh, Jesus. Trader Yamil never cares. Nobody cares. All right, so we're just hanging out here. That's all we're doing. Ideally, we want to see a band. Why would I care about blowbacks? Oh my God, too much stuff. Too much stuff. No, I'm not opening blowbacks. Ah, jeez. Uh, all right. So, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do now, right? Here we go. Reserve that in. I'm green here, right? Nothing gambling here. Is that this is what you suspected, right? Now we're following this band. And you also have a level here, and you're going against a trend. Right. Again, guys, this isn't gambling. This is being able to like really like articulate and really prove a point here, right? Where you don't want to trade against GT ideally. It's a B setup. And if you're taking the band against the trend, your trade is short lived, right? So Yeah. We're going to hang out here and see what happens. Now, a trader, it's too much. It's too much. How does that represent anything actionable? And do you have data over time that substantiates that bit of information or information as you're presenting here in the chat is even valuable? Right. So, let's see. So we got Bruce, and Jamil. Check the chat. It's really annoying. Oh man. Uh, the bandana shift bounced off to 200. It to be set up until we get a break above GT 500. Basically here, right? We have a level here. So can't really expect much out of the trade. So the trade has delivered me some profit here for the second time. Right? Looks like it's really trying. Hey, Bruce, I don't know. I don't know if you have enough experience to understand what your statement actually means, though. That's the problem. And Trader Emil says, squeezing the stops, dude. Oh man. So here we are. We're red. We're cool. Nothing going on. Uh, uh no, Trader Emil. I don't worry about that stuff. Like I have my thesis, and then I'm gonna be bullish. I'm gonna be bullish. I'm bullish as long as we're above the 200. I'm bullish. That thesis fails, then I go short below the 200, and I make my money. Let's see. Where did the 200 on the M5 on? Wait on NQ. Let's see. Hell no, we're not below the 200, man. Right? And ES, we're using the 200 EMA. We're not below the 200. We're fine. Trader, we're not below the 200. This is why I'm gonna do these streams. Well, we study hall exclusively. Jeez. No, I did not say we were below the 200, Emil. I said if we break below the 200, then I will go south. Like, Jesus Christ. Mods, do something. Jesus. This is annoying. It was real. It's annoying. Anyways, I have my thesis. It's my money. It's my thesis. I make my money. We're good. It's like, geez Louise. Um, Jeez, come on, guys. People go ahead and like jump in the chat, try to shine. It's just, you know, I think this is a great point to be made, right? Don't let others, including myself, right? Because guys, I trade to make money, yeah, to prove out the system, but yeah, I pretty much trade to make money. Don't let other people alter your thesis. Don't let other people alter your thesis, right? You trade what the chart's telling you, and you make money that way. But don't let other people alter your thesis. Ugh, annoying. Hey Bruce, how you doing over there, buddy? Wait, was it Bruce who lost 5K? Was it Bruce who lost 5K? So correct me on that. Wasn't it Bruce? Who was up 1% and then lost like 5K? Ah, that was Richie. Ah, Richie, I'll see you on Friday. Richie, I'll see you on Friday. This Friday coming up, I'll see you in Orlando. Look at you fixed right up. Look at you fixed right up. So we want to talk about Vegas. So Vegas is going to be um a Trade 1348 networking social event with training, right? It's not going to be like a trade camp, if you will. Well, trade camps are smaller and much more personal. And, going through your stats, I'm telling you what you need to change. In a trade camps, we look at stats and we're able to identify things that we need to change. I ain't doing that shit over in Vegas. There'll be too many of you, right? Uh, let's see. Let's see. Mike D. Yes, sir, buddy. Can't wait to see you, man. So it'll be, yeah, like I said, it'll be like a social event. Everyone can take notes, compare notes. I would love to actually get my top performers. I would love to fly in Miss Money. Of course, on the right, fly in Miss Money, Anita, um, Gerardo, just basically our top performers. I'll fly them in. Um, and everyone just like learn and take notes, right? It's going to be a big event, 125 people. And shout out to Blazy. I went ahead and canceled the Blazy trade camp, and those boys showed up yesterday. I went from having no one interested in Blazy, or at least they were saying, "Hey, we're going to go. We want a Blazy trade camp," to yeah, they just turned it up. I think I have like one or two seats available for that office over at Blazy. Um, okay, to be honest with you, like I wouldn't want to do a trade camp on a social. It's like, no, that is a bit much for me. You guys, yeah. Um, I'm not that guy. Like, that is a bit much for me. We'll do a social. As far as like a trade camp, no. Um, Good morning, Gabe. I've been gone a while. See a lot of new things. Yes, yes. You get up to speed at trade1348.com or catch up to some of the previous streams, and you'll see that there have been some changes. Easy, guys, this stuff is intuitive. So we've designed it for it to be intuitive. Let me just trade and don't fret. Right. So trade your meals and the Bruces, like Bruce, I'm sorry if you think this is gambling. I did not amass ginormous wealth gambling. I just did not do that gambling. I got students who have taken like literally $500 into 32,000 or something like that, right? That's not gambling. Um, yeah, looks like ES is stuck in a range. Let me get back here. Wait, ES is stuck in this range here. And our side, we need our side to break above 50 here, guys. Our side breaks above 50. It is a wrap. That's what you need. You need our side above 50. But I consider offering a trade camp video. Like, I've thought about it. Something I intend to do. But yeah, it ends up costing me so much money to hire videographers to edit $8. Guys, these dudes ain't cheap. Right? For me, listen, it has to make sense. I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like that guy, but like if I'm spending time and I'm not making money, it's pointless to me. I'm not selling it raw either. Um See, it literally, look at, we needed above 50 here. You see how our size at 49? There you go. You got the 50. This is exactly what I was telling you guys. Was I not telling you guys this? This isn't gambling. It's not gambling. We knew exactly what we needed. Right? That's 775 from this trade, 875 from this trade, 975. We got over 1,000. Cool. That's over $1,000 on that trade. There's no gambling there. You guys heard me say explicitly that we needed to get above, right? We needed to get it above 50 on our side. That's why I said, let's put it on. Let's put it on our side. So then also, Bruce, because this is gambling, let me show you my other trade here where we're up 4,800. We got the level here, right? 5,400, 5,200. No, this isn't gambling. I'm going to secure that. So in a matter of minutes when, okay, so we had Bruce who was not impressed initially to pay attention to a key element, guys. Who saw it? We broke the 50 on the RSI. I maintain my conviction above the 200. Right? So trader your meal, Bruce, I don't know what to tell you, man. I do this for a living. Fucking YouTube is a joke. YouTube's a fucking joke. YouTube's a joke. Let me show you guys something. YouTube's a fucking joke. Basically, let's show you guys something. Hey, let's see. Let's see. This is fucking hilarious. Right? This is fucking hilarious. I made $90 from YouTube this month. YouTube's a fucking joke. I'm not a YouTuber, guys. I do not make a living. You know as well as I do, Gabe, you should have been stuffed out. What? Bruce, whose system is this and who makes the rules? Me. Dude, there's a reason why, like, I'm not even going to start with you, Bruce. Yeah, man to man, you sound like a fucking Karen. So anyways, um, so Bruce, no, it isn't gambling. I make my living based on this. So anyways, yeah, $90 on YouTube this month. Go read. My barber cost me $300 a week. So Bruce, you either submit to the system or you submit to me or just get the fuck out, bro. It's that simple. Really, really that simple. Anyways, back to this here. Bruce, that's what you can someone fix Bruce really? Because I'm teaching different things, right? And Bruce is like, I'm live streaming, bro. You're not supposed to follow along. See, JMac is still waiting. See, JMac has been taught, and JMac understands, right? He's been taught that he understands. We're talking about scalping, and we're talking about rules. Jeez. Bruce, all right, guys. If Bruce is really talking about like rules here. Okay, so Bruce, right? Yeah, there's not trade designs. So we're scalping a bounce off the 200. There's a reason why we have rules here. Oh my God. Uh, yeah, I should have not even fucking worth my time. Right. You guys have a system. It works. It just works. It just works. There's countless people who have watched this and it just works. Man. Why would an order be rejected as soon as placing it? You don't have margin at night. Richard, patiently waiting. Let's see. So, boss off the 200. Okay. We're talking about scalping. So let's talk about scalping. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's talk about scalping. Right? This is NQ. Let's go to ES where it's a little cleaner. All right. So here goes the lesson, Bruce. Here goes the lesson, Bruce. Here's a lesson. So this went along with the trade design, right? So this was an optimal play. We had a bounce off the 200. We had a band present itself. I jumped ahead of the band. And so the market made me endure. The market made me endure the fact that I tried to jump the market, right? But my thesis was based on a 200, right? So the rules, let's fall back to the rules, Bruce. When we are above the 200, boys and girls in the comment section, when we are above the 200, we are biased to what? There you go. It's going long, bullish. Exactly. All right. So using that bit of information, we see how price reacts. See, everybody knows, Bruce. We see how price reacts to the 200, right? We secure price action above this level. We're going long. Now, hold on. Hold a fucking minute here, Bruce. This second here. Let's just hold a second here, right? So we have the band, right? This is where I made my money inside the band. That was an opportunity, right? And then we have another opportunity, which is a trade design up. This is what everybody was talking about, was waiting for the trade design up. Now, the trade design up upon candle close happens to be a higher quality setup than a scalp or a bet that was placed within the band. Again, guys, you always need context, and we're not talking about some dum-dum who's going to go ahead and say, like, yeah, we trapped the bears, like that fucking nonsense. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. It's not gambling, right? So we have the band, it goes up, right? No gambling. Now, why did I take profit? I'm going to go back to NQ here. I want to go back to NQ, right? So ideally, you would want the trade design up. That's a higher quality setup, right? So guys, why did I take profit up here though? I took profit up here because we have a level there. It's a short-term trade. We're going against the trend. It's a short-term trade. Now, if we break below the 200, I can go ahead and say, all right, look, we have some familiarity down here. I'll go ahead and place an order right here, right? There you go. Now it's below the 200. It just broke through the 200. Now we're following the trend down. Holy shit. So you have to watch me trade. Guys, when you watch me trade, it actually proves out the system, but proves out the system in pieces. Because many of you are not going to go ahead and say, like, yeah, I'm just going to wait for the trade design, even though that's optimal. It has a 70% win rate, right? Has a 70% win rate or higher. But now that we are below the 200, we're biased to going along. So now we have everything in our system saying red, a red band, trade design down. And then, of course, we got trend tracker, also red. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and go short. Whatever. Whatever. We'll go short. Okay. I have enough evidence and zoom on in there. Went short and $480. That's it. Done. Come on. Now we're below, right? It's oh man. Okay, so Maro, you don't like the wicks? I get that part. So if you don't like wicks, then do this. Dum, 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 dum. If you don't like wicks, change what you're looking at and go to a Renko. Or use Renko to supplement what you're doing. We have people in game trades who are using Renko very, very, very successfully, right? No wicks here, nothing to freak you out. It cleans everything up. Do that. Let me go ahead, go back to the candles. So Ranko showed us a clear path down. So you don't have to worry about the wicks. Makes sense. Yeah. Laura, does that make sense? I'm bringing up your comment here. I'm going to leave it there until the reply. Does that make sense? Okay. So comparing it. So again, Renko showing you price trend, right? Candles are showing you price in a moment in time. Okay. So I want to talk about this trade right here. Right. I ran against the trend. I secured the bag. We have the band in agreement. This is a scalp in the general direction. This scalp, really, really good, right? So the scalp here, you see right here, that for me is going to be a level, right? This is going to be a level. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 touch points. That's a level. And we got 2 minutes in here. You know what? I'm going to go short here, right there. That's a level for me. Let's go short. If it lets me, there you go. Now we're short once again, right? And I'm using the level to establish my risk. I don't want to deviate very much from this level. Okay. But that level has now established my risk. And we keep it super, super tight. Let's zoom on in. So what am I targeting? What am I targeting? Well, we've seen price action come all the way down to this level here. Again, guys, we're scalping, right? The trend is down, the band is down, GT is down, and we're scalping. We could scalp all the way down to the level, right? Or if we have an expectation that we're going all the way to this level, right? That helps you hold longer. So, I mean, I was up $400, right? Who's doing this? Who sees this? Or am I wasting my damn time? 700, 840 bucks. All right, man. You guys really want me to show off? I'll show off. Jeez. Oh, we made good money today. We made good money today. Just scalping. So, what have we concluded as well? Come on, guys. Come on. What have we concluded? Bruce, where you at, bro? Oh, by the way, it's come down to the level. There, it's coming down, right? So you were short that level as well, right? You don't want to get caught, you know, thinking like, hey, it's going to hit this level, okay, and then it shorts you here. Wonder that I love it. See, so is paying attention, right? So is paying attention. So Wonderland, exactly. Don't go against the trend. It would have been easier, guys. We've done this over and over again. We've done this over and over again, right? Where was the money easier to? Where was the easier money made? Oh my God, was it here? in this section? Or was it here when we followed the rules? Oh God, I'm done, man. Oh my God. Jeez Louise. So everybody knew this. All I do is show it over and over. When I lose, oh man, there's a method to my madness. I say, I really don't care. I don't, right? I know what I'm doing, right? I wasn't a dumb dumb. I wasn't a dumb dumb. Wait for it. I wasn't a dumb dumb who listened to Trader Yamil, right? Before I went long. And I sure as hell didn't interpret his information as in, oh my God, we're going to the moon, just like he said. No, I saw the level. I closed my trade. This just really proves out so much of the garbage that's out there. There's no such thing as gambling when you know exactly what you're dealing with, right? So if we had that level break and we had this level right here, did we know that that was a level? Yes, we did. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's look at the comments here. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Who who patiently made money today? You wait for the confluences, right? When you scalp, they really want to scalp. Hold on. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Watch this. Watch this. Yo, hey, what's up, man? All right. So, by the way, you're on the stream. You're on the stream. I know you're driving. I know you're driving. You made your money and you were done? Okay. Trade what? Let's turn the trade down. Good boy. All right. So you're starting the trade down because the ribbon's red and because everything's in Confluence and there's a green, right? That big red line, right? Cool. All right. This is the conversation I had with my brother, guys, before I even went live. All right, good stuff, man. Who you picking up? You picking him up or your sister-in-law? Sister-in-law. Oh shit! All right, dude. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Before I started the stream, this was the exact conversation I was having with my brother of exactly how I wanted him to play today. And the fact that he's still in the trade, it proves it out. Oh man. Frank B's sister-in-law. This was just in. Yes, it was just in. It's my niece's graduation. Man, her graduation gift, solid, right? Oh man, she pulled the deal of a lifetime. She got a miniature poodle, a 2025 Tesla. She got a matching tattoo with her parents. Um, and I think she's getting like a Louis Vuitton bag. Hold on. This is the kicker, right? She's also going to get her own salon, her own retail space because she wants to be a nail tech, guys. Honestly, I'd rather have her be a nail tech than actually go to college. All for the price of not going to South Florida to go to school. Obviously, she's going to go to school here in Central Florida, but her dad, I mean, shit, they were stressing, like, why are you going to go to Miami to go to school? Once you go to Miami, you could get lost. Oh, man. So she had a really, really nice package deal. She gets a business, she gets a miniature poodle, Louis Vuitton bag, Tesla, a matching tat. She graduates tomorrow. Yeah. I would have trusted her in South. I trust myself for South Florida. Come on, let's be honest here. Man, all the comments, you guys are going, wow, they're making your money. They're making your money. They're making your money. All right, let me warn my brother. Take profit. Uh, Wait, close. Oh, Jamil, what happened to all that stuff? All that conversation for nothing? The system just said, "Hey, go short." Guys, you wanna kick it up a notch? You wanna kick it up a notch? Uh, okay, so you guys, Bruce, I don't care about being a better person. I don't care about you. I don't care about humility. Why do you care so much about my humility? Right? It doesn't make any sense. Right? Like, you can't call me out when I'm trying to teach something. That doesn't make any sense. Ah, Bruce. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I am not a mentor. Let's. I'm not a mentor. You know, when you get my humility, they actually pay me to be your mentor. Right now, I'm just a YouTube persona showing you how my system works over and over and over again. I have no obligation to make you feel warm and cozy. That's not my brand, bro. I really don't give a fuck. I don't. I am nobody's fucking mentor until you pay me and I have to sit down with you and listen to your fucking problems, right? Because I have countless people that I've worked with directly, and I've heard their lives out. I've heard their problems, and I will show humility. I will show compassion. I will show empathy. Jesus, only then. Yeah, we got everyone printing, and Bruce is like, you need to be a mentor. Look it. I'll tell you why I'm not really a mentor. You know, I guess mentor is a tag or a title, but I'm really not a mentor. I was like, I don't want that pressure. Just like Charles Barkley from the '90s. You bring that up. I even call the men who taught me how to trade. Like my mentor. Just for sake of title, right? But they're really not my mentors um, any longer. There are men that I learned from. Did I look up to them? No, I wanted what they had. No, I don't look up to them. Let me be candid here. Let me be candid here. When you see somebody who's successful, you don't look up to them. You want what they have. That's what we are, is we're humans. That's what we want, right? And honestly, truth be told, right? Evolution has it be that if you can have what they have, even if it meant at their demise, you better fucking take it. I'll tell you why. Because my mentors about a year ago offered me $50 million to buy me out, and I couldn't use my own system. They're going to repackage it, sell it to banks. I told them go fuck themselves. Obviously, I could sit there and be like, well, gee, thanks, mentor, 50 mil, right? Like changing money. No, man, shut up. And so now they're coming to me, asking for advice. The point I'm making here is that the reason why I'm not a mentor is because I don't believe that anybody's above anybody. Everybody has a seat at a round table. Everybody does, right? But when you're coming to dinner starting shit, I'm gonna see your ass out. It's just that's the way this works. It's just the way it works. I'm just a different. I'm different in that respect. I have zero tolerance for negativity or like, well, you should behave a certain way. Like, no, man. Right? We're all fucking degens, right? We have meth addicts in our community. We have people with drug addictions in our community. We have people who really, really fucked up lives in our community, right? And you know what? Maybe they just need that tough person to be like, yo, straighten your shit up, man. Right? This is not gonna be I'm not saving your ass. I'm not fucking Jesus, right? It's like I was not named Jesus. I am Gabriel. Articulated the way a Caucasian would. Gabriel. Not a Hispanic, Gabriel. Uh, the Hispanic says Gabriel. You got a chancla coming your way. But it's, yeah, I'm not that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. But we do trade gifts. I'm not, like you got all these other dudes, right? These financial gurus. So they go ahead and teach a class, and they're wearing suits and shit. This fit, Bruce. I have no obligation. Don't make me a mentor. Don't put me on a pedestal. I'm a man with my own vices too. I have no fucking responsibility to others. Bruce, what the fuck are you saying? Do I look Democrat to you? This is not socialism. I have no fucking responsibility to others. Absolutely not. Right? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because when someone's making money in the market using this system, I have no claim to their money. So if I have responsibility to others, then maybe others have a responsibility to me. So therefore, I should be taking a stake or a claim, you know, on these earnings, right? Whether it's 10% or 20%, I got no fucking responsibility, right? Because I'm not claiming to want anything from anybody. If anything, I'm getting a short end of the stick by making this system this cheap, guys. Jesus. Lord, I got no responsibility. Eh, he did, maybe. Maybe no, he didn't. He didn't. Actually, guys, this is actually a really, really, really good stream, right? Because he actually got to prove something out. We could prove something out. So, what did we prove, right? We proved that we got to be cautious around levels, right? So, yeah, we're cautious here. Number two, what do we prove? If we pay attention to RSI crossing its moving average as is attempting to shift here, right? From bear to bull, right? We're going to get RSI and needs to get above 50 once again, right? Was What were my thoughts when I was testing highs at 21,320? Huh? What highs? I'm seeing highs like pre-market highs is 21,498. But my thoughts is always levels. Where could I find a level? Anyways, now okay. So let's really, really talk about this, right? So people say like, Gabe, you're changing lives. It's beautiful. No. That's beautiful. I love it. I love to hear it. Right? Uh uh Now, Bruce, wow, Bruce, see, Bruce jumped in on that. He jumped in on what I was going to say. So I'm going to answer. I'm going to answer. Right. I'm going to answer. Um, no, no. God didn't. God didn't. Okay. Oh man, you guys want the truth? You guys really want the truth? I mean, Bruce, do you really want the truth? I mean, guys, do you really want to hear what I have to say about that? Because it's gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings. We make money, man. Again, we're waiting for our side to break 50. All right. Let me be honest, right? I was, I was minding my business one day and I was just doing tech videos, right? I was bored. It was COVID. I was bored. Apple Jackson, jump in the car with me, we'll drive across the freaking state to find tech because there was a shortage and stuff. And, to do tech videos, it would start at 9 in the morning and probably finish at 1 o'clock in the morning for one video, right? I was burning through boatloads of cash because I had no sponsor. I was burning through, oh God, that year it was 150K, 200K worth of tech, my own money. And then like AMC happened. And when AMC happened, I got no respect. For whatever reason, it was like Trey was the trader. Trey, nobody was talking about. Matt Kors, nobody was talking about. I mean, not a lot of people respected the brown guy who actually had experience doing this, right? I'm not going to jump in front of something that I don't know about. That's one thing about me, guys. If I don't know about something, I'm not jumping in front of it, right? This is a purpose of life because I manifested it and I made it my purpose of life. I could literally just be doing whatever the fuck I want. So, hold on. Now, people say like, oh, I'm changing lives. No, you made that choice. This is all on you. I'm just the vessel. I'm the conduit, right? Because some people, what they don't realize, how the fuck? Okay, I'm going to draw this out for you guys. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something, right? Because I believe in this wholly, right? We got blank here. Bruce, I want you to pay attention to this. Okay. There's a brush, right? Let's see. We'll make this. Okay. So it's white, right? Or green. People's lives were trending, let's say, whatever their lives or their trading, trending down, right? Right. And then 1348 started trending up. All I did was become a vessel at about right here. So you can get to your potential faster. That's all I was a vessel instead of you coming all the way down here. Because let me tell you, right? Let me tell you something, right? Everyone says, everyone says you can't time the bottom. You don't know where the bottom is. And for a lot of people, if you were trading down as a trader, we don't know where your bottom was. And so then I just came in and said, stop, wait a minute, let me show you something. And you just become a conduit to get you to where you need to be. But you made that choice. Everyone that's here in this community has made that choice. It's no credit to me. I put together a product that is good enough to convince you that you're good enough. Think about that for a second. You want that humility from me? There goes my humility, right? I just had to create a product that was good enough to convince that you were good enough. Like, honestly. Yeah, that did look like a JJ though. Sorry, man. Guys, man. There's a JJ with a horizontal landing strip. Cricket body parts only. Says that's what you guys are talking about in the fucking chat right here. It's hilarious. Spastokinetic says, I wish I could go back to the AMC run knowing what I know now. Absolutely. Okay. So now let's go back to this here, right? So this is a band, right? The band shift. This is a scalp opportunity. But where are we going? Look right here. Where are we going? We're going maybe to the 200, but we're going against the trend here. So there's absolutely no obligation. However, let's zoom in here, right? However, I will be appreciative of whatever profits this trade provides me, right? I have very low expectations of this trade, kind of like the second child, right? Because it's a B setup. However, the second child can grow up to mature and become an A setup. But yeah, I'm not giving it the benefit of the doubt. The middle child's a fuck up, and we leave it at that. $150. That was it. I had very low expectations of going against the trend. This guys is it honestly, let's where'd everybody go? We go to I gotta go to my live now. I lost my chat. Oh, where the fuck did the chat go? I lost it. Ah, it's jeez Louise. Let's get the chat back. And so the reason why I represent it that way, right? As you know, the second child, right? The stubborn one. Okay, the reason why I suggest it that way, it's a lower quality setup, right? Lower quality setup. But what happens here is, let's shift trader psychology for a second. And the reason why I'm saying it that way is because a lot of traders will go ahead and treat it. So let's say you went long and it reversed on you, right, significantly. And then you get your correction. And so what you end up doing is putting all that pressure on that child to be like, that kid that takes, yeah, baby, we're going to the NBA, right? That child becomes their Hail Mary. Is like, no, right? So if you really, really think about it, I want you guys to look at B setups as the second child. It's usually the first child is most successful. That's what they say, right? Yeah. Then they got the third child, which my brother is. He's an anomaly for sure. Oh, there we go. Let me show you. Have low expectations of that motherfucker. Going against the trend. Do it make sense here? Right? We're going against the trend and I make a little bit of money. I'm just gonna appreciate it. Uh, but I'll take it quick because it's going against the trend. Right there. Anyways, does that make sense, guys? Does it make sense? Uh, let's see. So now the trend is down. We're gonna wait for the band to turn red. We're gonna wait for the band to turn red, right? Let's wait for it to turn red. All right, you get the candle close. 4 minutes. So this is where the market gets here, right? It's that defining candle. This candle at the nipple, this candle right there is your defining candle, right? You need to let that close. Otherwise, that last candle, you guys have seen me do it time and time again, where it literally becomes binary, right? It can go up or it can go down. It can go up. It looks like it's going up, but then go down, but it hasn't closed. What we're looking for is not to enter a trade. What we're looking for is information first. It's always going to be information on the chart that we're looking for before we enter the trade. Right now, we don't have enough information because the band is on the precipice of changing. However, we have the 3 minute here. And what do we have? We got the average. Okay, so now I have information that we're going long again. I'll scalp that really, really quick. It's a really quick scalp. Zoom on in, right? 75. This is where we've been up here, right? I'm not going to get too greedy here. This is where we've been. We got information and we're still bullish. Okay. And so we're gonna go ahead and play that. All right. Let's go ahead and come up to maybe this wick here. And then we'll sell right there. Okay. We'll sell right there. The candle hasn't closed. All right. This is still a binary thing. However, I have information that we're trending up. Okay. But still, how long do we trend up? Oh, never know. So we have to trade this with caution. And we know where we've been previously. So I'm okay with it to scalp this up. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Let's see if I'm right. Now, yeah, we're going to be right. There's nothing. We got to wait for our side to break 50. For those who are real sticklers, right? They're like, okay, Gabe, yeah, I see the bounce, but where do I get in? It's going to be when our side breaks 50 here. Okay. Does that make sense? Hey, the band, we didn't get failure to come on down. We saw the candle rise up. We know where we've been here, but we need to see the RSI above 50. Now I'm in the trade right now to prove the point. Make sense? So when that thing breaks 50, it'll go ahead, it'll hit my sell limit. I'm done for the day, done with the trade, right? If it breaks below its moving average, then I would have to assume that now we have a red band, and we're coming back down. That's really it for me. It's really, really it for me. Does that make sense, guys? Right? Especially when scalping, that 50 marker is so important. Okay. That 50 marker is so damn important when scalping. So, what do we have here? It failed, right? That 50, nope, it's nowhere near it. Now I'm down. Okay. So, what do? I have an obligation to close my trade. I'm going to close my trade there. Lost $800. That's fine. Now I'm going to wait for either a band on the close, the band down, or a break above 50. Those are my conditions. You guys see what happens when those conditions are met. Now I'm going to show you what happens when the conditions are. So, let's see. What do we do when the conditions are met? And that, again, we just proved it too, right? Let the candles close. Let it give you that band. Let's see what happens here. But we're still below 50. let's see, if we get above 50, then this thesis, there you go. Let's see, get above 50. It's probably going to be like right up here somewhere, right? At 21,402. Where we're at right now, 45.67. We're going to wait for RSI to break 50. I'm going to go long there, right? Because the band's still green. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and worry about the 200. We're at 46. No, I lost 800 previous. So I got to make that back. Where's it stay right now? 46, 49, 47. Right, developing some strength. You guys are watching this, right? Are you guys watching your RSI? Pay attention to that. Right, 40. Yep. Come on. Now we got a gray candle, which is providing even more evidence on a shift, right? A gray candle is a good thing. Right? Because we shift from red to gray. So before we can become a green candle, we need to be a gray candle, right? Now, a gray candle is do not touch. When we're scalping, gray candle is still do not touch, but it's motivation that the trend is shifting, right? Again, we're paying close attention to RSI here. Is at 46.89, 46.61. Not quite there yet. Let's see what happens. $47. It's going on up, right? You guys see it? You guys all see it is going on up? 47. Let's see 48. Let's see 48 out of RSI. See? The RSI is telling you a lot right now, right? It's the reason why we're struggling here. Because the RSI is below 50. That's the reason why we're struggling here. This is the reason why we're printing these wicks. Make sense? So again, when you have a the candles, going in the direction that you want, and the band going in the direction that you want, when you're anticipating a reversal from a level where, it came down to a level of bounced aggressively, came above that level, sort of kind of like consolidating here. It's consolidating right there. Aggressively came all the way down, bounced, consolidating right here. We need to see 50. That's it. You see 50, the trades go. And it's a good trade. It's projecting at the 13 EMA. That's also a thing. Right? Okay, what do we have here? Where we're at? We're still at 47.64. Come on. We got 48. Nice. 48 and a half. Let's go. Rating. Come on. Come on, RSI. This thing is like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's above its moving average. Well, it hadn't broke for me. Well, it finally broke the 13. Uh, above the moving average, but that 50. You guys are, actually, if anything, I hope you're also learning how to use our side the right way. Right. Breaking above the moving average will tell you, like, hey, you are trending up, right? But you have to break above 50 for that strength in the move, right? Otherwise, it's flat. They're trending down. As you can see here, the trend is down. And for the most part, the trend's been down because we've been below 50 pretty much all day, with exception to 10:15, which was around the data. What was it, data? Yeah, so have me mention the data, like whatever. Um, yeah. So do we get a band down? It's coming on down, right? Well, it looks that way. If we get a break below its moving average, we would have to trust that the dominant trend is prevailing here. And we would need everything to align so we can get some red bars here. Because guys, this is gray now. So you need candle to break below the ribbon. The ribbon's red. You need these bars to print red. You need RSI below its moving average. And then we're just following the trend at that point, right? So we have enough bits of information, right, to say that, hey, we go long or we break 50 on the RSI, or we go short when everything's at Confluence. That's taught out. Mm, there's nothing to do here, right? We haven't had a band down, and we have not broken above 50. Talk about using the charts to help you create an actionable moment, especially when scalping. So now when you're scalping, you guys know more of what you're looking for. You want an A setup is the band down, a band down, GT down, candles red to confirm down, and RSI below 50. If you're going to go long, you're probably going to go against the trend sometimes. Right? Let's say we're going along here. You need a grain band and you need RSI above 50. Really, really, really simple stuff, right? What I want you guys to do is like back test this and see for yourself, right? It gives you a lot more confidence as to what you're doing, when you're doing, why you're entering, right? Especially if you're not entering at optimal times, right? Or when the market's dropping, or, you're looking for that scalp setup. Pay attention to RSI and the band. It's really all there is to it. Makes sense, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned, we're below 50 for now, right? I just need a red band down. If I'm going to be bullish, we need to keep that grain band, but this has to finally break. It's an easy read. Who can actually read that and say, like, okay, yeah, that's a pretty easy read? I'm bored. It's a pretty easy read right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's happening here, guys? What's happening? What's happening here? What's happening there? It gives you this candle here, right? But don't have a red band. And our side didn't break its moving average down. And we don't have a red band. So there's nothing to do. And so this, it's literally this that fakes people out and puts people in compromising situations. So knowing just again, guys, being able to read this with your band is gonna keep you out of so much like nonsense, right? Because what you're saying is that the, how many people who stop in the stream? All right, you guys are ready for the gem in all this? Wait, say something. Okay. The gem in all this is saying the band is saying the average price is up. RSI is saying it's weak. That's the conversation it's having because it's below 50, right? So what we need is for it to say, okay, well, RSI just told us this week. The band said the trend was up technically. We need the band to go red and then see if RSI continues to agree, right? So price is saying, hey, we're trying to go up. Relative strength is saying, nah, not really. You're weak. You're weak. Okay. But now, in order for us to go down, we need RSI to agree with price trend. So if RSI is saying you're weak, the price trend should also show bearishness. It's a very, very, very simple read, right? Because you've got two indicators telling you two very different things. One is trying to tell you we're bullish, right? That's your trend line, basically. And the other is telling you, that bullishness is not strong enough. So then, because you know that bit of information, you then say to yourself, I have to wait. If I'm bullish, I have to wait for RSI above 50. If I'm bearish, I have to wait for the band to print red. But those bits of information are showing you conflict. So when you see those bits of information showing conflict and not an agreement, what do? Hands off. You don't take the trade. Okay. Now, what do we have? All right. Also here, we have the band that was red. The strength is still below 50. Right? I don't know why I defaulted to 7 contracts. This is dumb. This is dumb. But now RSI is still below 50. We have to trust our trend down. For me, I have to trust it until I have information that says otherwise. But right now, it's saying down unless RSI shows 50. So let's see. Another example of the band not being completely formed. but I'm just going to trust the general trend here. Okay. Below 50, we're red. There we go. I'm going to get what I want out of this. I am going to get what I want out of this. Right. What I would like to see now is our side to break below its moving average. And that's all I'm going to do. So here's what you want to see. We got multiple confluences. We have trend tracker giving us red. We have the band forming red, still in its infancy. And RSI still hasn't broken above 50. So again, you probably want to wait. Probably would want to wait for, a full band, where the band opens up and then you take it down. Otherwise, you have to now sort of kind of like conquer your emotions, right? And then come to terms with, okay, yeah, this thing, we don't know where it's going, right? And it's proof that we don't know where it's going because, well, we do know where it's going as long as it's red. It's trending down. If it breaks 50, then I flip the order and we go long. So let's go ahead and do that. Right? We're going to go look at this here. Once it breaks 50, I have to flip the order. Never mind the dollar amount here. It's irrelevant. It is absolutely irrelevant, right? Do not let the dollar amounts, don't let dollar amounts trigger anything really. You could go on over to settings and change this to ticks so it doesn't affect you. But if our side breaks above 50 on this candle, I have to flip it. Otherwise, I had enough evidence that we were going down. Oh, oh. Hey, Mile, how you doing, man? Good morning, Idaho in the house. Good morning, sir. Just mass consolidation here. Interesting. It's got to break 50 here, guys. It's got to break 50. Otherwise, this is just drawdown, right? Let's see if we get the break over 50. Oh, man. Yeah, here we go. Where are we? This time we're breaking 50. It looks like it's tempting people to go long at 48, 3, 4, 5, 4, 0, 4, 7, 7, 3. It's like right there, right? Hasn't completely crossed that threshold. 50. Okay, so I gotta switch it up here now. So we're above 50. You take that loss, you just take the loss, right? And so what I'm gonna do now is now you're going against the 200, so you got to be cautious here. Now I did lose a decent amount of the last trade. That's fine. Right. anything to prove a lesson here. I'm not worried. All right, we're up 1,000. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself the 2-to-1. We got 14 contracts here. Cool. We got strength. Let's see if we maintain strength through the 200. That's what we're doing. Guys, this is what we were trying to prove. We're not trying to prove how valuable that 50 was relative to the general scheme of things. That's what we're trying to prove. Right. Does that make sense? I want you guys to focus less on, like at the end of the day, like, oh, how much money are you going to make or how much money are you going to lose? I want you guys to go into a paper trade and condition yourself to trade the roles based on, again, what we said here. Like, okay, we're above 50, right? That's what we're waiting for, right or wrong. Right or wrong, guys. Are we still above 50? Yeah, we're still above 50. Which means that we break the 200, things get really, really, really interesting. Right? Yeah. It looks like we're going to break the 200. Cool. We're above 50. Cool. Is maintaining strength above 50. Nice. There's some levels to contend with. So ideally, guys, what you want to see in these types of setups, though, is you will want to see that there aren't really levels in the way that would force, the strength. Like you want to see that setup like a perfect setup is seeing that setup, but no levels in a way. So it breaks 50, and then like the next level is 100 points away. That's the setup you're looking for. It's like, yeah, man, we're going. We're gonna make some money. Right now, we have a green band. We broke the 200. I doubled down on this trade the other way, so I'm about $1,000 more in the green. Again, we shifted the direction immediately once I was proved wrong, right, guys? So this is another component of understanding your chart and having these roles. That way you can swap, you can change your thesis and your conditions or your trade thesis, right? Based on conditions and do so confidently. Does that make sense? Right? I accepted my loss. When people hold, it's because they're not accepting the loss because they don't really have a system in place. They don't have conditions in place. This, I hope that makes sense. I will once my thesis is broken, I will flip. And remember, we lose fast, win faster. So we did flip here. We show some right here. We're showing some hesitation at this level. So that's fine. What I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to, okay, so we got a candle close above the 200, but because that level is right there, I'm going to go ahead and secure this bag, right? And then what I'm going to do is, so I secured that bag, whatever, right? Now I'm going to place an order on the other side of this level, right here. And now we're paying close attention to RSI right here, right? So RSI was doing his thing, it was marching up, and then for whatever reason, at this level, it began to flatten out. That was a clue for me to get out. Now I'm going to remain bullish because we are above 50 at this point, right? So if it develops enough momentum to point up or pivot up, then I'll make my money. I'll make more money. Liquidity sweeps. Yes, there's liquidity sweeps right at levels. Right at levels. So, yeah, many people are in the stream. I don't even think there's not many of you on the stream right now, I don't think. How many of you? How many people are watching? Like 70, 80? Not many of you, right? What? All right. Spokane Trade Camp. I'll get you guys the information. I basically closed the deal in an office for us over there in Spokane. Just got the message right now, so I will be sending out the address today, this weekend, if I don't forget. But yeah, the location is in the heart of Spokane. Nice. I'll be getting that information out. Right here. Well, what do you know, right? Yeah. Liquidity sweep. Anne's gonna have to do some 10-minute magic. Come on, Anne. We know you can do it. Anne, we know you can do it, Anne. Some 10-minute magic so her husband can let her go to Vegas. Just puck her up, baby. Lick those lips first. You know, stretch out the leg, bend the joints. Oh. Just, oh, God. Still about 50. We know the charger was there. We know the level was there. Right? So then it becomes, if I see a band down, below 50 and below its moving average, that's sure. That is just really, that's up. I mean, we show you time and time again. It just works. It just works. It just works. The judge is a pain in the ass, though. It really is a pain in the ass. Right here, you see? It's really a pain in the ass. But our side maintains above 50, at least at this point. So let's see what happens. The band is bouncing off the 200. Looks like it bounced off the band and our size still bullish. I'll just go right now. Right here, there we go. Let's just leave it alone right there. And guys, looks like the market's going to go ahead and do this little recovery thing right now. And I'll let you know how this trade goes. It's going to go phenomenal. I'm gonna wrap things up. I have to hit the gym. There you go. Nice. Good trade. Good boy. The trade's going right back up to the level. You guys see it, right? Oh, well, you can't leave this up. Here we go. Up 3K, 38, 45, 43. Come on. Am I the chart whisperer? Jeez Louise, right? So we took a little over 1,000 on that first leg. We got the second leg here, the 26. You got GG right there with the level. I'm gonna go ahead and just play it right here, just underneath this liquidity sweep. Liquidity sweep. And yeah, so I guess we didn't have to wait so long to see that the trade was gonna work, right? Yeah. You guys learn something? You guys made money? You figure out how to like scalp a little more effectively? You know, trust the band as long as our size is about 50. That's it. That's all I can do. Okay, 2,400. This is where I'm at right here, guys. I'm just gonna leave. Let this trade be the trade. I'm just gonna let the trade be the trade right there. And I'm good. Ta-da! Yay! Let the trade be the trade. Alright. I'm down here. Have a safe weekend, y'all. Um, I'll get the Spokane office information out to you guys. I have a seat or two, guys. I have a seat or two. So if like you're Seattle or you're West Coast, we're gonna be in Spokane, Washington, right there by Idaho. And you're the pimp. But yeah. And then we turn our sights on Vegas. Yeah. I'll let you guys know when Vegas is in full effect. From Spain. Wow. It's late for you right now, man. Isn't it? Well, like what, 6 hours? 6 hours, 7 hours. Shouldn't it be like a dinner or something, bro? Anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. It was fun. Hope you learned something. So, yeah.